Hello, New York City Charter Schools. This is Tracy Davey. I want to help you to determine definitively that you have finished reporting your student daily attendance data. Student daily attendance changed this year in the 2020-21 school year, whereas you are now required to report a daily record for every student enrolled in your school on every instructional day regarding whether or not the student was in person, if they're present in person or remotely, party in person or out, in school or out of school suspension, or else two different types of absences, excused absences and an unexcused absence. There's also modality reporting to report. This new feature this year regarding modality reporting is not going away. It will be required again in the 21-22 school year. So there's two ways to get to this nifty report. You can hover over reports and choose student daily attendance, or actually anywhere level 0 where you see a word that's blue and underlined, it means it's a hyperlink to a different place. I can tap straight on my student daily attendance. On every report screen, so we are exactly on the report screen if I hovered over reports and chose the daily attendance instead. On the screen, you will see a blue box on each one, and it's just a great way to find the reports that you might need. We want to look at the missing attendance report. We're going to choose the whole school year because I'm making this video in July. And then you'll be able to download your report. Once it appears on your screen, you'll hit download. I'm going to hop into level 0, leaving level 0, hopping into Excel. And I want to import the data I just downloaded from level 0. I'm going to hover over external data, tap on from text, and then I want to choose my folder from my download area. And it's not showing me exactly what I want, so I'm going to make sure that's showing all files. There, I actually already put it in Excel. I meant to save it as a CSV. Okay, so I can't show you that at the moment. When you're importing a CSV, you actually queued this up to be that way, but we just don't need to do it. Let's just open that. Oh yes, it does show us the same thing. It actually is bringing in gobbledygook at the top. These are probably the header rows. All the data is separated by columns, so you would choose delimited, not fixed weight width, because the name of one school is different than another. But it's delimited by a comma, but it's a comma separated value CSV file. You would choose next to look at more information in your report. This is so funny. It's like God, totally freaking Russian here or something. So I can add my commas, and it would usually break it out exactly the way I wanted to import it. But since that didn't happen, I'm just going to open the file. That was the wrong button. I hit open, browse, find my daily attendance sample file for my Oz school, and here it is. So now, because I know this so well, I can quickly and easily turn this into the exact template format to be able to load the data back into level 0. And that's what I want to show you. On our website, you can download a master template. It has all the information you need for every single template that we collect in level 0 for the New York State Charter Schools. This one has an index, and then tap on that modality. And I really want to bring in the headers, so I know what order I need to get the data on the other sheet. Okay, so this next part actually does get kind of ugly, but I think you'll be able to follow. All right, so I'm going to paste this here. I know what these other things were. So if you did not, you can certainly pay attention here on this video, because we want to help you to be able to do the same work in just a few minutes. So what I need to do is to ensure that the title here aligns to what's in the bottom. Actually, the first thing I want to do is see the entire title, so I'm going to wrap my text. Yep, 800 is the district code. The location code is that DBM number, which is over here. I'm literally going to take a copy of that cell and insert it in that exact spot. So I did say insert, so I'm going to insert it. What I want to do, I know, because that's the way we downloaded it, it was district code and location. I went and found my location. This is not the right header because I just overwrote it. So I'm going to right click on this. I'm going to delete this single cell that's there in my way. And I'm going to tell all the other data to let's say surf, but to shift to the left. Make sure you hit shift left, not up. Okay, so now I have my district code and my DBN. This file does not have student names, or actually it does have student name and grade information. So I can insert a couple of rows there, columns rather. And I'm going to shift these to the right, although I hit down by mistake. I think it's a little late in the day for me to do this. Insert, shift right. So now I have the student name. I have it broken out as first name, last name. That's how it comes out of level 0. So I need to push this out again so that it aligns perfectly in the original lineup for the template. Insert, shift right, because I want to get the grade over the grade level. And this is, we can just put name 2 for the second name. Okay. After the 2 required fields, so if you're keeping track of your, the blue headers, the things that are required, the green headers in our work is always extra information, right? It's easier to determine and go find an attendance record if you can see a name and not just an ID code. So 1, 2, 3. This is the next required field in my data's over there. I'm just going to take that title, cut it, and paste it in that position. We already did the work. We put our DBN number in the right place. I'm going to delete that entire column. This date for the entire school year is actually needed over here in column M. So I'm going to cut this and paste it there. So when I did that, I actually lost the title because I totally pasted everything all the way down. So you could write a note to yourself, school year. That's every time you see a school year, you need to report the last day of that current school year, which happens to be 2021 hyphen, whoa, look at that, 06 hyphen 30. I'm going to show you how to fix those in a moment too. Okay, so I'm getting things lined up. I don't need this column, I'm going to rip it out. The next required field is actually in attendance date. See, right? So we have this extra information. We don't want to lose it yet. And then the attendance date. The actual name of your school that exports from level 0 is just not needed. You don't need it in this file. The state knows who you are by the combination of your district code and your location code. So right here is showing me that kiddos were missing attendance records on September 1st, 2nd, 3rd, right? I'm just going to take this entire field, copy it, and paste it where I need it. Paste. And I'm going to change my header, and this is the attend date. You can fix your formatting. I'm just going to grab that copy format, paste it there so I remember that this is misspelled and also a required field. The next thing you need are 3 blank spaces. So we do need them blank. I'm going to go ahead, there's 2 columns that have data in it. I'm just going to hit a delete on my keyboard that will clear the data without deleting the columns. Then I can bring those headers back to remind myself I need 3 blanks. Then I need an attendance code. There are actually only 2 fields in this entire file after manipulating it like this that you have to fill in. And that's this one. You can highlight it for yourself to remember. You need to put in an attendance code for each kiddo, and you need to report the modality if the student was either present or tardy. So if you happen to know that in the 2021 school year, back in September, everyone at your school was remote, this is going to be pretty easy. If you happen to know that you had the only reason, actually, let's look at this. We have, I think it's 31 kiddos missing an attendance record on that day. You have multiple students in your building, and you realize that you were very careful to report all of the students who are at your school for the full year, and especially all your absent data was very carefully put together. If you know that Everyone else, these ones that you missed, that you think they're all present records, I would go spot check that, make sure that it's true before I quickly paste, present information with a modality. Again, for this current school year, knowing your modality might be easy. A majority of kids were remote, at least at the beginning of the school year. In the 21-22 school year, it might be easy. Hopefully, most of our kiddos are going to be in person. So you need to decide how to report that data. You do need to be careful that you put it in the right format. So in the attendance code, your options are a T-IN, all in capital letters. That's the way the state likes it, to say tardy in school. Then next option would be T- no spaces, oops, O-U-T, didn't realize I had cap lock on. It does all have to be in caps. If you don't fix that, you're going to have an error. So I'm going to put my cap lock back on. Yep, no, not yet. There we go, got it. And then also it could be present. They chop this word down slightly by dropping all of the E's, and then either in or present -OUT out. If a child was suspended, ISS, you're going to put that, or maybe it was OSS. On any day that a student was suspended, you must also have either a present or an absence on that same day. Your absences can be as easy as an E for an excused absence or a U for an unexcused. You can have any combination, any unique codes that you want. These are the state required codes. If you load your codes into level 0, you don't worry about using the state codes. Otherwise, just use them. They might be easy. And then all instruction would be either R for remote, IN for in-person, or B for a combination of both. If you know at your school that everyone was remote during these days of the school year, you can just autofill that down by selecting a single cell. You get this little knob at the lower right-hand corner. You can double tap there. And actually what mine is doing is it is filling it down until it ran out of a spot where there's no more data below that spot. So it doesn't think I want to go all the way down. We're going to then change it to copy. It's trying to anticipate that I want to go up higher in the series, but I don't. And since there's no data adjacent to this, it won't autofill all the way down. You will have to drag it. So drag it down to the last position where you have data. Having highlighted rows and whatnot in your template does not matter. You may have noticed if you created CSVs before that it warns you that it doesn't save the formatting or multiple sheets, and that's fine. You're not going to need that data. So if maybe you're actually certain, or you've checked that these kiddos are students who actually rolled over for the prior school year and left as soon as ATS opened. So maybe actually each of them is you can call it an excused absence, right? They were not expected to be there. They weren't being problematic. They were simply not there because they transferred to another school. Again, whenever you do an autofill function, you can use that little box at the bottom because it gives you a chance to quickly change what has to be done. And I need this to copy. I want E all the way down. Another way to get exactly what you want all the way down without it changing the value would be to choose 2 cells of the same information, double tap, and it will carry that all the way down. Your remote information, any modality is not required on a day that a student was absent. It actually doesn't matter if you leave it in the file because the state will not import it if the attendance code is for an absence. Then in order to make your CSV file to upload into level 0, you only have a few steps left. We need to fix your dates on highlighting column L, holding down the control key and highlighting column G. And now I'm going to show you one quick way to do this. There's many ways to set your dates. You can go to all formatting, choose the date feature, switch it to any European country and find the format where it's a 4-digit year, -2 digit month, -2 digit day. And that will automatically update every cell. You could also do format, go custom, and type in exactly what you want. That one's closed. I just need to delete the last, the semicolon and the at symbol. Okay, Just like in all of our other templates, I suggested you grab that header to remind you that as you brought down the names and grade levels for all of your students in this missing report, I have my header green from another file, and I have to, it's a good cue for me to delete those records because they're not required. If the city has a student ID, they know who that kiddo is. They don't need you to tell them their name. The very last thing you need to do to set the file up to be a CSV is to import into level 0 is to delete the header row. I'll select that entire row and delete the entire row. Best practice is what you want to do next. One way you can check before you're ready to load this file is you want to know that the entire file contains only 12 fields across. So you can count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I counted wrong. I know I did because I have this right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12, perfect. So then our best recommendation is to always do a file save as, save it as a Excel template first, right? Save it in Excel because if you want to need to come back, you want to come back here. I frequently leave it open until I'm done with whatever I'm loading. Then go back and do a file save as, and this time I'm saving it in the same place, and I'm calling it, I'm noting that it's going to be a CSV file. And hit save. And that's it. Now here's that warning. Hey, we're not saving your color coding, Tracy. And I'm like, yeah, that's okay. It would, if there had been multiple worksheets, there would have been a second bling there reminding you that you're not going to save anything but what's on the screen in front of you. And then that's it. Like I said, you can leave this open. You can hop back into level 0. And I already got timed out. Let me open that again. And then we're going to be on our way to load this data. I can show you the setup, but the sample database for this school is really not ready and fully functional. We just don't maintain it because we don't need it. So let me show you the setup. You would go to an electronic import. Knowing that you might have other records in level 0, right? These were just your missing ones. You want to be super careful on this import. We make it a little bigger and easier to see. Okay, it always has to be a comment delimited text. There's no other option but that one. In step 2, if you're only adding data, you do not want to delete it. You're going to go with that default setting. If you know you're dating an entire brand new huge file every single day of attendance, and you might have some errors in there, then go ahead and use that delete. Since I know that I'm really just entering a part of my school year for certain kiddos, I'm going to leave it where I'm recommending that, and this will be the one you use most often, to do not delete. You simply then choose your file, and there it is in the CSV format. Open, and then you hit your prepare file. Now, that went super quick. I just got lucky. Sometimes it takes a long time. Be patient. Only one person can do it at a time because the files are so big. As you saw, my whole thing here is about 120 lines, and usually school is loading 120,000 lines, so that went super fast. If you go to choose the file and you see a red message here that you have to wait, the process is being used, just try again in a couple of seconds or a minute. It's possible that you're able to do it right away, but then you're going to get a message about a batch processing, and that's fine. It means you're going into a queue. It's like being in the line at the deli. As soon as, and what happens is the door opens and all of the files will be uploaded in the order in which they were loaded. Then you just hit validate and save and hope for good information. So I did not put the exact district code on my sheet, so I got an error. This is a very common error when you're importing a file. The first thing you'd want to do then would be to go back to your Excel and ensure that the same number is all the way down. Remember here how it tried to increase it for me? You just want to test that. Fastest way to test these things is to go to a filter and just take a look. There's only one option. Yep, I got that right. There's only one option. Okay, good. I'm liking this. Okay, so just a great way to check things fast before you do an upload. Okay, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you for listening and happy reporting. I know this is big and new, but you can do it and call us when you need us. Thank you.